What is going on, everybody? My name is Pete, and you guys are watching Pay to Drive and Pay to Drive Vlogs, day number 1710. All righty. So, if you guys drive for apps like GrubHub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, or any of the others, you, my friends, should be subscribed with all notifications turned on. Okay? So, make sure to subscribe, hit that like, and let's jump into this. All right? So, here's the deal. You guys see the title. I'm sure you guys are jumping out of your seats, but don't jump out just yet. Okay. So I made a video, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, with a speculation sort of a situation saying if there was a company that came out for, gig driving and they paid you $2,000 a week, so that would be 2, 4, 6, 8,000 a month. Okay. Would you work that job if you had to maintain a 100% acceptance rate and basically accept every single order? What's up, Robert Cielski? Okay. And I got to tell you, the responses were very mixed. Very mixed. I would say it was 50-50 down the middle. Some people were like, hell no, for that kind of money, I would rather just keep cherry picking and doing what I'm doing right now. I get it. I totally understand. It makes sense. I get it. So I said, let's up the ante, because other people were, the other half of people were saying, I would do the 2,000 per week for accepting every order. But that's not necessarily the way it goes. Okay, so keep that in mind. Glad to hear it, Robert. All right, everybody with me still? Leave a comment saying, Pete, we're with you. So moving forward, if there was an app out there, okay, that offered you $3,000 per week, you must accept 100% of all of those orders. Okay. Like there is no rejection button. They tell you to jump, you say how high. Keep in mind now, that's 3,000 a week, 6,000 in 2 weeks, 9,000 in 3 weeks, and then that's 12,000 for the entire month. $12,000 a month per driver. Now we know that the chances of something like this happening are very slim. Okay, obviously this is just a speculation question, but I've told you in the past, everybody is negotiable. Everyone. Okay. And with that being said, I'm curious now what everyone is thinking about this. Okay. If you were making $12,000 a month, accepting every single order, working Monday through Friday, 40 hours a week, maybe if there was an overtime or something like that. But if we're staying on independent contractor, let's say you just had to do the 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, 40 hours a week, 12,000 per month. Okay. Times a whole year. Well, let me do this actually the proper way. 12,000 times 12. That puts you at making $1,440,000 a year delivering food. That's unreal. Now keep in mind, you're an independent contractor. Okay. You have to pay self-employment, I believe. So out of $144,000, let's say you got to pay 35% of that back in taxes. You would have to pay $50,400 in taxes, but at the same juncture, you would also be getting a ton of write-offs for your mileage. Make sure you're using Mile IQ or Stride or something to track your mileage, because you can write that off when it comes to tax time, folks. Keep track of your mileage. That's a very, very big thing. But going back to what I was talking about here, how do you guys feel? Everybody out there, Robert, all of you that are watching live or in the comments, tell me, would $3,000 a week be enough to make it worth your while to keep a 100% acceptance rate. Basically, an app comes out and tells you, here's the deal. We pay you $3,000 a month, $3,000 a week. Okay. You go where we tell you to go. Okay. No ifs, ands, or buts. You go. Period. Even if it's a restaurant you don't like, if it's a neighborhood you're not, into going into or whatever, or driving 50 miles or whatever, or driving 100 miles somewhere, we pay you $3,000 a week. You're making $12,000 a month, and let's see. I think if you do the math, 12,000 times 35% for taxes. So you'd have to give up 4,200. So you'd be taking home $7,800 clean without taxes. But keep in mind, you have write-offs like the mileage. So it would probably be more you're getting back. Dude, you'd be clearing like probably almost $10,000 a month taking every order. But also keep in mind that now you're putting yourself more at risk, especially if you're driving into areas that you're not familiar with. God forbid something happens to you. You hear all the crazy stuff that happens to gig drivers, especially those Uber drivers, So I'm just curious to hear what you guys have to say about this. Would $3,000 be the magic number for you to say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to work $3,000 a week, 5 days a week, 40 hours a week, and see where this goes. I'm curious. I want to hear because, I'm going to keep making more videos, the 4,000, the 5,000, and people are going to start saying, hey man, you tell me 4,000 a week, 3,000 a week, 2,000 a week. I'm there, because it always seems like the most popular thing is how to make $1,000 a week on DoorDash, on GrubHub, on Uber Eats, $1,000, to make your 4,000 per month, and it's like 48,000, almost 50 grand for the year you're grossing, So would you do it? 3,000 a week? Robert's in. He's saying yes. Dash away. That's funny, right? How everyone's negotiable, man. But I'll tell you, there's somebody here that would say for 10,000 a week to make 40 grand a month, I wouldn't take 100% of orders. There will always be some people that go against the grain, and they have their own reasoning for it. I get it. I totally understand it. But I'll tell you right now, guys, that'll probably never happen. The 3,000 a week, the 2,000 a week, probably even the 1,000 a week won't happen unless there's some sort of a, Loctite agreement between driver and the company, But again, keep in mind, at the end of the day, the most important thing to these companies is that, or the question they're asking is, did the customer get their order, whether it's food or it's an object that they ordered? Yes or no? Yes. Were they satisfied? Yes. That's all the company cares about. DoorDash, GrubHub, Uber Eats. They might tell you, so we care about you and everybody. Because again, they know, I say this all the time, they know personally that if you get fired, deactivated, terminated, or just quit, 20 people are ready with applications to take your place, to sign on and take $2 and $3 payouts. Whether they don't know any better, whether they're desperate, or whatever it is, they don't care. They don't. It's the same thing like a restaurant. Before the pandemic, before all the labor shortages and, inflation and all that stuff that's been going on. I mean, we see it. It's all over the place. Okay. Before all of that, think about it. Restaurants, they were like, whatever. If a waiter, waitress comes in, gets hired, does a terrible job, they get fired in 24 hours. They're like, whatever, 5 more people will sign up to replace you. Keep that in mind. Saying it like it is, my man Dino. He wants his $3,000. Let me tell you, Dino, let me ask you, okay, since you've done thousands of deliveries, for $3,000, Dino, a week, 40 hours minimum, 5 days a week minimum, you're still an independent contractor somehow, some way. Would you do 100% acceptance rate for a new app like DoorDash or GrubHub or Uber Eats for $3,000 a week, and that's $12,000 a month, $144,000 a year? Dino, would you work that job and quit DoorDash, GrubHub, and Uber Eats? But keep in mind, you may have to drive 5 miles for an order. You may have to drive, 100 miles for an order. You may have to drive out of state. You may have to drive through tolls. You may have to drive into an area you're not familiar with or an area you're not comfortable with. You may have to go pick up orders, See, now Dino says, I would try it. It sounds reasonable. Now, here's the thing, okay? Dino is a no BS guy. Like me, he comes from New York. And also, like me, we don't have tolerance for BS. We just don't. Okay? We have a short fuse, and that's how that goes. All right? So, with that being said, what do you think is the magic number? Is it really $3,000 a week? Because at the $2,000 a week scenario, drivers were saying, we're pretty much split down the middle, and they were saying, oh, I don't know. I feel like I would need more than that. But bro, that's $8,000 a month. $8,000. Okay. At 8,000, you're basically making like $90,000 like a year. Yeah. 8,000 times 12 is $96,000 gross. Times 0.35% for self-employment, you would owe $33,600. So what was it? 96. Let's see. So you'd be clearing $62,400, and this is before your write-offs. So keep in mind, you're driving pretty heavily out there, and you're tracking your mileage. You can deduct your mileage. I forget exactly what it is. I think it was like 25 cents, 30 cents a mile. You could write off. What's up, Mr. Buddha Boy Magic? So this is a speculation kind of video. We're trying to figure out what would the number be per week where drivers would say, I'll take every order you send me. 2,000, it was like 50-50. So far for 3,000 a week, both Dino and Robert Cielski are saying, oh yeah, 3,000, I'd do it. I'd take 100%. Now, keep in mind, Dino, this also includes Walmart. It also includes those shopping orders too, where you got to start picking up orders like that. It's any kind of order, driving it 100 miles, driving it 50 miles, got it. And there is no option to reject or whatever. Or maybe they give you like 3 courtesy rejects per day, but then after that, you have to take everything. What's up, Alan? Thank you for being here. 62 cents per mile last 6 months, 22. Interesting. You see, Mr. Buddha Boy Magic says, sounds good at 3,000. That's it. Dino's like, nope, not having it with Walmart. These companies are being run by a bunch of high school kids. That's what's happening. DoorDash When I do an order for DoorDash and I go into the pizzeria, I see the kid, he's on his phone, he's not paying attention. And I said, hey, listen, I'm picking up an order for DoorDash. It's me, Dino. So that's him. That's the guy. That's Dino right there, saying it like it is. Make sure you subscribe to him. You're in Dallas, Fort Worth. Right on. Mr. Buddha Boy's down. That's right. Hey, just relax. No. We're talking about a speculation. You should rewind the video or the live stream a little bit so you can listen to what we were talking about. But basically, in short, a couple of weeks ago or a month ago or whatever it was, I did a video saying, what if there was a new app, new company that paid $2,000 per week? You have to be 100% acceptance. Okay. There is no option to reject. And you get $2,000 guaranteed every week. 2, 4, 6, 8. You get $8,000 a month. Okay. Gross, obviously, before taxes and write-offs. And it was like 50-50 down the middle. Some people said absolutely not. Some people said absolutely yes. But it seems that $3,000 a week to be a delivery driver for this new company that, doesn't exist yet. Would you do it for $3,000? That's $12,000 a month before taxes. That's $144,000 a year, obviously before taxes, before write-offs, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what, would you do it for $3,000? That's the question. Gas dropping here, $3.50, $3.70. Thank God to hear that. Walmart is a shankster company. Sure. It happens, man, with these guys. Pete and Dino's Deliver That company. I'm telling you, I like it. It's got a ring to it. Pete and Dino, Dino and Pete, whatever you want, man. Whatever, we'll figure it out. But yes, drivers and dashers, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on all notifications so you're always notified whenever I post something new. Crush that like button down below. Let's get 100 likes. And definitely Patreon. Come hang out with us after this. Patreon.com/pay-to-drive. All of the names of all of our current patrons are scrolling along the bottom. So big shout out to all of them. You guys know the deal. Check out Get Upside. Start saving money on your gas. Links down below. And check out pay-to-drive-store.com. Get yourself something real nice. Until next time, get that money, get that honey. Keep hustling, keep bustling, and take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be well. And we'll see you next time on Pay to Drive and Pay to Drive Vlogs. Sound good? Sounds good to me. All right, folks. Be well. Be nice to each other, too. You guys are getting crazy.